are we today? I'd like to welcome you on behalf of my friends. I'll be doing all the talking. They decided, no, I'm kidding. Just joking. Doesn't matter, does it? Are we gonna sit or stand? This is very odd that they gave us 2 chairs. Yeah. Like one of us is gonna be out of luck, isn't it?
Really, John?
No. While we're situating,
how y'all doing?
Maybe they'll get us another chair.
Maybe?
Another chair.
why don't we
A standing chair.
go ahead and start asking questions? Person right here. Wait, let's get the microphone. Get the microphone. Yes, you do.
Hello, everybody.
Oh, now speak into the microphone.
Hi. Really great to see you guys. Look amazing. It's a very kind of standing question. If you could cross your character over into another series or show today, what show would it be and why? So if you could take your character...
You can cross your character over to another series that's on today.
Yeah. As a guest star, where would you go? What would you do?
A non-Star Trek series.
Non-Star Trek.
Non-Star Trek series.
In your character.
Well, mine would fit very well into The Walking Dead. You'd almost be like, what do you call it, the incognito. No, it's pretty nice there.
House of Cards, but I would have to get rid of the guy who's already playing it, so...
Simply for incongruity's sake, I think Jordy would fit very well into the Game of Thrones.
Next question.
Michael Dorn, 2 things. There's been a lot of rumors about a Star Trek TV show with the Captain Worf. I just want to hear from you whether that has there been any talk about that. And can we get an I am Weasel from you as well?
Yeah, sure. Which one do you want first? I am Weasel. But the Captain Worf thing was an idea I had a couple of years ago. It had a little traction, and then it kind of went away for a little bit. But there's been talk. We'll know this week if it ever is going to happen, because we're going to get the final word from CBS Paramount if they are going to even allow anything. Because many people, many big producers have approached them with the thought of bringing something back, and they've turned them all down. So I don't know why they would say okay to me, but
Because you'd be Captain Worf.
I think Captain Worf. So you know, but we'll know very soon, and it would be great. I think it would be a nice little spin-off, but we'll see what happens. But we'll know very soon.
A question for John. Obviously, Hugh was a very mischievous character, almost like Porky Midsummer Night's Dream. Did you enjoy playing that kind of character? Because he could almost go anywhere, really.
Did I enjoy playing the character of Hugh because of his mischievousness? No. No, I wanted to be very serious. But Patrick kind of took that part of the pie, so the only thing that was left was to be mischievous. Yes, of course, I enjoyed it very much.
Okay, we're over here for this next one. Over here.
Good morning. Over the 7 seasons of TNG, there were some fantastic episodes with loads of different moral answers and questions.
If you could have chosen a different episode to have stolen from another cast member, one that you really enjoyed, which would it be?
Of the character-driven episodes, which other character's story would you like to have stolen for yourself? We're conferring. Much of the decision-making about these things is completely out of your hands. And it's a little bit like wondering whether you're going to be invited to somebody's dinner party. You know, you either are or you're not, and you wouldn't dare ask. So you learn to take what is given to you and do the best you can. I really have no idea. I'm stumped. I suppose I would have liked to have had a good Klingon episode, but it might have hurt, so perhaps not so good of an idea after all.
I don't know. What storyline would I like to? I mean, I think Data had a storyline. I don't think it was the last year. I'm not really sure, but it was a storyline where I know these chairs have a mind of their own. Don't they? The storyline where he is a measure of a man. I thought that was a great storyline. But I actually had you know, like I said, and I say this before, that I was very fortunate that I never really felt that anything was missing from the Worf character. I mean, he always had, I didn't get that many episodes, but the episodes I did get were extremely thought-provoking at times and very exciting, and I loved that. There was one where they captured a Romulan. You remember that Romulan down on the planet? And we captured one, and one was up on the ship, and one was down on the planet with Jordan. And the guy that's on the ship, the one that's on the ship, they said, hey, you know, there's only one person on the ship that can save him, give him his blood, and that's you. And I went, no. And it was quite a step for a Starfleet officer, with something we really haven't seen, where they say, okay, you can save his life, would you? And I go, nah, the guy's gonna die, because I'm not gonna do it. And actually, I actually called Rick. When I read that, I said, hey, Rick Marvin, I said, are you sure you want to do this? I mean, it's kind of a shitty thing to do, you know, and he said, yes, it's because we want to show that Worf is not human. He doesn't have those type of feelings. He doesn't have those type of sensibilities. And so I thought that was really good. So it's not really, like I said, Data showed Measure of a Man. I thought if anything, I would like to steal that one. I thought it was really good.
Hi, Dorn. A question from Mr. Lancie. I don't know if you saw the new Star Trek movies, but they are quite entertaining, but I don't recognize the Star Trek much in them because it's very confusing, like Spock and Uhura are dating, and Khan is suddenly a white British man, and I don't get it at all. But I have a theory that in the next movie, Q will show up and show that it's all been a prank all along. It's easy and weird and you don't understand, but it's Q. So my question is, have you been approached by a production to play Q in the next Star Trek movie by J.J. Abrams?
No, I have not been approached, nor was I approached in the other movies either. So But I think that as time waxes on, the chances of my being approached are less and less. Because remember, I'm supposed to be immortal, but as you can see, things are changing. So no, the answer is I've not been approached. And you know, if they did use me, probably the best way to use me would be as a voiceover or something of that nature.
I also have a question for John. Out of all your guest appearances on TNG, Voyager, and DS9, which was your favorite?
Oh, the Voyager, the least favorite was DS9. I just didn't think it was a very good story. The Q stories were best if they were big philosophical stories. Whether Q loved Vosh was like, who cares? TNG, and I did like, there was one episode in Voyager that I thought was a very wonderful story, which was about suicide, which I thought was but probably TNG is the one in which made the most sense for the writing and everything else for me. And also because the relationship was very clear between myself and the captain, between myself and Patrick. It was really a who's on top, who's going to win, you know, straight on type of thing. And the problem with Voyager, interestingly, an articulated problem that they said is that we're very concerned that Kate, or you know, Janeway, doesn't become infatuated with Q. And I was like, well, you know, it was a little bit at the beginning. They came to me and they said, you know, we would like you on Voyager, but we don't know how to get you on it. And I said, well, why is that? And they said, well, because they are trying to find their way back, and you could tell them. And I said, well, can I propose a dialogue? Janeway says to Q, Q, do you know how to get us back? And I go, yes, I do. Would you? No. That takes care of that problem. But it makes sense. I mean, but so you know, again, this goes back to the issue of these things are you know, actors have their job, and their job is to do as best they can the work that the lines and the work that they're given, and there are many decisions that go into it at the other end that we don't have anything to do with.